What's up, guys? My name is Devin, also known as FBE, and welcome back to another episode of Footballrs. In today's video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Jordan 1 Low football cleats. Alright guys, so here are the cleats. Again, these are the Jordan 1 Low TD football cleats in an 8.5. We do have the white, black, and royal colorway, a classic Jordan 1 colorway, and you get the regular black and gold Jordan box. Let's get into it. Oh wow, dude, they killed these actually. These are crazy clean. I didn't think they would actually have like nice materials on it too. Oh, these are nice. They feel light too. Dude, these might be the cleat of the year. All white on the bottom too. Imagine these with white laces. Do they come with laces? They do not. A lot of Jordans come with 2 sets of laces, but not these. All right, guys, so let's talk about these. We, as a community, have been begging Jordan brand to release football cleats with the updated traction plates. For years and years and years, they would give us football cleats, but they would just put this old, like, big skill traction plate on it, and people would still buy them, but they just weren't performing as well as we know that they could. All this time, Jordan brand has been making these cleats for their athletes and for those Jordan colleges, but they just do not release them to the public. But they finally have here. But here's an example of a Jordan PE. These were made for Joe Hayden. These are a Jordan 12 with the Vapor Edge traction plate, which is just something every single football player across the country is like, please release these to the public, please release these to the public. They finally did it. They've dropped Jordan 1s. There's this version, and there's also a mid version with the Alpha traction plate, which is perfect for big skills. And then this right here is going to be your skill option. And these are incredible, man. I've been waiting for these for so long, and they finally did it. What a day, man. All right, now that I'm done drooling over the cleat, let's actually talk about it and see if it's actually going to be a viable football cleat for you guys to rock this season. So, of course, the upper, it's a Jordan 1. It's a low Jordan 1, of course. You've got kind of a low dip here. It's built similarly to the Nike Vapor Speeds. But of course, it's Jordan 1, so this is classic 1985 design. And then they have the Edge traction plate, which is one of the best traction plates on the market by far. You've got 2 plates, edge studs on the outermost parts of your foot. So when you go to cut, you're in and out of cuts quick. It's a great traction plate, feels really nice. But how is the actual Jordan 1 silhouette going to perform and feel and fit? Because that's what's huge when talking about football cleats. You need to have a lockdown fit, and you want it to feel good on your feet. You want to be confident going in and out of cuts. So first thing I'm noticing is that this upper is a little bit stiffer than stuff from Nike's Vapor line. I can't tell. I doubt this is real leather, but it very well could be. I can't tell. In the past, when Jordan's dropped cleats, they have given kind of a synthetic leather that kind of performs and looks like real leather, but of course it's not real leather. And I assume that would be what they've done on these as well, but I can't be sure. As far as support goes, I do feel like some sort of stiffness right here in the sides, which is really good because then the cleat's not gonna, kind of roll over and flatten on you when you're running or cutting. It's got some stiffness to it. The material, it's a good thick feel, honestly. It feels exactly like a football cleat should feel, like a Jordan football cleat. This is kind of what I expect. It's kind of just a beefed up, thicker version with a little bit more support. Let me check out the insole. I assume it's the same as the Vapors. Yeah. So this is your regular Vapor insole. It's just thin foam. On the bottom, it does have this grid, and this grid actually locks into the plastic shank that runs throughout this whole cleat, and that's what's going to give it that springy feel when you're running. Kind of replaces the old carbon fiber that they used to have back in the day. I still prefer the carbon fiber, but that's just me. Looking into the construction a little bit deeper, you guys can kind of see the tongue is actually attached underneath that plastic shank. So when you guys lace these up, that tongue's not going anywhere. It's not going to go side to side on you. It's kind of connected in there, but it's not a booty necessarily because it doesn't run all the way through. You guys can kind of see, like, your foot's going to be up against the actual side of the cleat in these. A lot of the Nike Vapor cleats have a booty that kind of runs through the whole cleat, and that's not the deal with these Jordans. I am noticing that the tongue itself is like a really soft foam material. I can't really remember what they usually feel like on Jordan 1s, but it's a soft foam, so it's going to feel nice on your foot when you lace it up. I do worry about it breathing. Of course, these older silhouettes don't really breathe as well. You really just get the ventilation holes here, and then other than that, it's going to get pretty hot in here. But honestly, you guys don't really care. You're rocking a Jordan 1 football cleat. You know what you're getting into, when you wear old technology like this. But it just looks so good. Like this, they killed this. It looks amazing. They're dropping them in the most popular Jordan colorways. There's a Chicago, there's a Shadow, there's the Royal Blue. There's a couple others out there as well. We'll talk about it in the full review. But what a stunning football cleat. We've been asking Jordan brand, please drop these for so long, and they finally did. And I think they executed it very well. I just wish they had done it earlier. I wish I had these back when I was in high school, man. I also do wish that they did come with an extra set of laces because I think these would look really, really nice with white laces. I just think it would be a nice touch. Also, something I'm just noticing is that this stitch right here in the center underneath the cleat is not covered up like it has been on the other Vapors this year. so that's kind of something to note. Jordan 1s are typically pretty durable, especially with this like thick fake leather material. These shouldn't break down on you too bad. Overall, I'm super excited about these. I can't wait to test them out and see if they perform as well as they look. Again, we've been begging Jordan Brand to drop these Jordan football cleats with the updated traction plates for so long, and they finally did, so I'm just super pumped. These are probably going to be the cleat of the summer, assuming they perform pretty well, but they just look so good, man. I'm so pumped to finally have these in hand as a general release and not just a player PE. It's so cool that they finally have listened and dropped these to everybody. But let's get into the review. Now that you guys have watched the unboxing portion of this video, it's time to dive into the review. And there's a couple things we're going to look at when we review these football cleats. We're going to talk about the comfort, the fit and support, the weight, the traction, the style, what positions these cleats are best for, and the price. The first thing we're going to talk about is the comfort of this cleat. Honestly, these cleats were not very comfortable. They are pretty stiff throughout the entire cleat, which obviously will go away the more you wear them in, but still, it's a very stiff cleat all the way around. This 1985 design just isn't as good as some of the more modern stuff. This cleat is also super narrow, and you can kind of feel it squeezing the sides of your foot right here. Like most Nike cleats, these do have a foam booty that kind of runs beneath the upper of the cleat to kind of hug your foot and give you a nice secure fit. Then the tongue on this cleat is actually a super nice soft foam material. You really do feel it when you lace these up, and you feel just that nice soft cushion on the top of your foot. I like that. In the rear, there's little to no padding kind of in this heel cup area, and you do feel your heel pressed up against the plastic of the actual heel cup. For the insole, Nike opted to use the same insole they use on all their Nike Vapor Edges. It's just a super thin piece of foam. It doesn't really absorb much energy, and you really do feel the turf beneath. Overall, these cleats are stiff, bare bones, and pretty uncomfortable. The next thing we're going to talk about is the fit and support. I mentioned it just a bit ago, but these are very narrow and they fit very tight. If I were to buy another pair, I'd probably go up half a size, so that's what I would recommend to you guys. It'll just give you a more comfortable fit, and you won't feel as much pressure on the sides of your foot. But if you guys do like that super tight, suffocating feel, then just get your regular size in these. For lacing, these are Jordan 1, so they do have just a traditional lacing system, nothing crazy, and they tighten up nicely just as you would expect. These do not have that extra loop here, the runner's loop that we saw in all the Nike Vapor Edges, so you can't really get that super secure fit in these. These are honestly just really simple. There's not really much to say. This is a 1985 Jordan 1. You guys know all about them. There's no crazy technology, no nothing. Just a very simple pair of football cleats. So overall, these cleats feel super tight and they're super narrow, and if you guys do grab a pair, I do suggest going up half a size unless you really like that super tight, suffocating fit. The next thing we're going to talk about is the weight of the cleat. So I weighed these cleats, and one of them weighed 10.2 ounces and one weighed 10.4 ounces. So I don't think the scale is screwed up, because I did test it with some other cleats and they were the same weight, so I'm not really sure why these weighed differently, but oh well. But regardless, 10.2 ounces is a little bit on the heavier side for a pair of scale football cleats. And honestly, as minimal and just as little padding as these have all the way out, I expected them to weigh like way less. I guess this thicker leather, fake leather material that they use throughout the upper is a lot heavier than I realized. But overall, they are a little bit heavier, but they do feel a lot lighter when you have them on your feet. The next thing we're going to talk about is the traction. Now, traction is what's going to make these cleats feel special. For years and years, we, the football equipment community, have begged Jordan Brand to release a Jordan football cleat with the updated traction plates. Prior to these, Jordan would just take a Jordan football cleat and put on just an old, outdated, big scale traction plate. The only people who had access to the stuff with the updated traction plate were Jordan Brand athletes and then Jordan branded schools. But here they are, a general release Jordan with the updated Vapor Edge traction plate, and then they also have the Alpha traction plate on the mid. And of course, if you guys don't know by now, the Vapor Edge traction plate is amazing. This edge plate has appeared on probably 10 different football cleats since it dropped back in 2020, and it is the best on the market. Obviously, this is a two-piece traction plate. You've got the front plate and the back plate, and then you have these little blade studs on the outermost parts of your foot. When you go to cut, they are the first thing hitting the dirt. They dig in and they get you in and out of cuts quickly. Along with those sharp studs, this cleat also has a plastic shank that kind of runs through the entire cleat, and it gives the cleat a nice, springy, snappy feel with each step. Overall, the Edge traction plate is amazing, so the traction on these is out of this world, and I'm so excited to finally see updated traction plates on Jordan football cleats. The next thing we're going to talk about is the style. I mean, these are Jordan 1s. They are going to look amazing regardless. There's not really a cleaner or more classic look than the Jordan 1, and they look amazing as a football cleat. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys every detail about this cleat, because you guys know Jordan 1s, you know what they look like, and you guys have eyes. Slowly, they have been dropping them in a bunch of classic Jordan 1 colorways. We saw the Chicagos, these the Game Royals, Shadows, there's an all black pair, and then a white with silver pair. They all look absolutely incredible, and I really hope that they continue to drop more colorways. The next thing we're going to talk about is what position these cleats are best for. These are a skill football cleat. They're low cut with the Edge traction plate, which is meant for speed and agility. These are going to be best for QBs, running backs, wide receivers, and defensive backs. Now, all you big skill guys, don't worry, there is a big skill option with the Alpha traction plate, and that will be the best choice for you guys. But yeah, these are built for the fastest guys on the football field. The next thing we're going to talk about is the price. Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky. The official retail retail price on these has been $140, which I was lucky enough to get this pair for. However, as I film this, good luck getting them for that price. Unfortunately, these have already been eaten up by resellers, and I've been seeing them for sale on websites like eBay, StockX, and Goat. The prices are ranging all the way from $150 up to $300 depending on the size and colorway. They were a very anticipated football cleat, so I guess the hype behind them and everything was justified, and we should have expected this. Overall, these are some of the dopest and most hyped football cleats you can wear this upcoming season. It doesn't get much better than Jordan 1 with the updated traction plate, and all the colorways they've been dropping are fire. But beware, they are very bare bones football cleat. There's not a lot of technology going on in them, and they're honestly pretty uncomfortable. Overall, these would not be my first choice to wear all season, but the drip and the hype and the excitement you get with these is unmatched. So the choice is yours. There you guys have it. There's the full unboxing and review on the Jordan 1 Low football cleats. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, like this video, comment what you guys want to see from us next, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. My name is Devin, also known as FBE, and thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of